Welcome to my channel. I'm still really new at all of this, so I hope you'll be patient with me as I learn and grow, and just mature content advisory. There's going to be strong language, opinions, content matter, and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about one of the people that's associated with this quartering drama. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, there is a channel called The Quartering, and he has been exposed for allegedly false flagging channels, for false striking channels, and Kino Casino has lost one of their clip channels that was run by their editor on YouTube permanently, as well as they've been banned. It's just turned into a giant mess. Everybody's covering it, and everybody's talking about it. But one of the things that I've been noticing everybody's talking about is Chrissy Mayr. So she had the opportunity to do some pushback with Melanie Mack, which is the Quartering's right-hand goon, and instead she played stupid and acted like she didn't know what anybody was talking about and dodged it and ended up lying to Brittany, Venti, and just causing a whole shitstorm. Well, all the people covering it have their own opinions, and I noticed that a very good portion of the people covering its opinion is they're trying to figure out why Chrissy did that. Like, was she really that negligent? Are they believing the fact that she can't research properly, or that she forgot or didn't associate? She's been caught in so many lies. There's no way people can still believe that she's as innocent as they think she is. But I've decided that, there is something going on that I noticed that is not being talked about by most people I've watched. Maybe somebody else is talking about this. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to bring it to light because it's something I think that people should be aware of. So what I'm going to show you right now is a clip from the podcast she did with Nina Infinity, where Nina Infinity is actually starting to explain to Chrissy everything that's going on. The entire situation. This is 2 weeks before she had the interview with Melanie Mack, so this whole playing dumb thing that she did on that stream, which if you want to watch it, you can go watch it on her channel. I'm not going to be posting it because they're striking everybody they can for any reason, and I don't want to give them one of those, so... Anyway, and it just, to me, it just didn't fit right, because I guess maybe because I don't know who she was before this, I don't have any prior experience with any of her content. Maybe I just saw through something that other people can't, I don't know. But right here in the clip that I'm going to show you, you're going to see where her whole demeanor kind of shifts as soon as she finds out that there's a drama going on. And that's a key thing to pay attention to right now, because it is like the most important thing for my whole point.
And the good ones,
Yeah,
you can't even tell they're doing it.
Just ask the Quartering. It's definitely an
Quartering is a bad grifter.
Exactly, because it's like once you lose that art.
Oh my god!
We're on the outs, Chrissy. We're on the outs.
Oh,
what about you?
Nina and the Quartering got into a whole thing. Yeah.
Why are you guys beefing?
Because he lied about me, and then he was he's just a complete grifter that turned just went against everything he was ever claiming to be, which was like free speech and wanting to.
I really don't like him lying about you, because I heard that he maybe copy struck some channels because they were supposedly like lying about his.
Okay, so you can see right there where her face shifts, and what it is right then her ears stop working. This is why she was able to act as dumb as she wanted to. Her ears stopped working, because right then it was immediately a flip switched in her brain, because now it's, how can I make money on this? Because what a lot of people are choosing to not explore about this is Chrissy Mayr likes to have people on her shows that are controversial. She likes this because of the super chats. She knows that if somebody is pissed off enough that they'll have something to say to somebody, they'll pay. So for her, it's all about the money. That's what it's always been about. I mean, she had Lauren Southern. She had James Lindsay. She had Leonardo Joni. Nick Fuentes. Let's see. And, the list goes on and on. She's had people who she knows people don't like and people have something to say to. She's not innocent in any of this. When she sits there and goes, oh, that's not nice, or oh my goodness, she projects all of this. She even had a post up where she told people in her chats, hey, if you're pissed off, send super chats. It helps. She's encouraging it. The reason she had to recover the way she did from this was when she went on the show with Melanie Mack, she expected the super chats. She didn't do enough research on the actual size of the problem. She already knows everything going on with the fucking problem. She came into this wide open. She was excited about it because she knows enough people want to say something to Melanie and to the quartering and they haven't been able to. She's gonna make bank. She counted on it. What she didn't count on is how massive this became. So she's in there, she thinks it's gonna go great, and then wham. The chat goes fucking crazy. They want Brittany. They want answers. They want them now. She's ignoring most of it. She's only cherry picking through it. She's ignoring Brittany. Venti's coming on there. She's lying about that. She's ignoring, Nina and everybody else that's messaging her. She's doing this because she's overwhelmed, because she didn't realize even her own friends and circle were going to attack like this. Because as far as I can see, this is one of the biggest dog piles in the history of YouTube. I have never seen one like this. Maybe it's because I haven't been around that long. I don't know. But this is insane. It was the #1 trending thing on different platforms for like over 2 weeks. There's people that's, their viewer count's gone off the charts. This is massive. Chrissy did not look into that part of it, so I don't think she knew how much she was going to get slammed. So she thought this was going to be an easy payday, just like it was whenever she had all these other people on, because as controversial as they were, her friends still had her back because they weren't being affected by the situation. She didn't take this seriously. That's where she went wrong. It's not that she's stupid or she got caught up in this. It's not even that she was actually sweeping for him. She just thought it was going to be an easy paycheck, that she really underestimated the damage that was, going to happen, that's been done. She uses the Bible to get away with a lot of shit. Her and Melanie both, which will be a whole nother video I'm working on now. But for this, everybody's sitting there going, oh, well, she was so nice. And so, of course she is. That's how she gets away with it. That's her grift. Same with Jeremy. You guys want to know how their channels get away with shit? This is how. They're really sociopathic. They're really, really greedy. And she saw a paycheck. She didn't realize the problem. And now she's in the middle of it all. So she's going to try to throw, she's thrown Melanie under the bus a couple times now. She's thrown Brittany under the bus. She has nothing to defend herself because she didn't expect the fight. She thought this was going to be like every other walk in the park, controversy she's dealt with, and now she's over fucking whelmed and she has no way out. Yeah, she's not going to own up to what she did because now she's too far in. She can't even remember what she's lied about, what she hasn't. She's constantly contradicting herself. First, she says that she had a plan to ask Melanie about the quartering. She did ask Melanie about the quartering, actually, as a matter of fact, and I'll show that clip, right now.
Right, of course. So I was about to bring up some super chats, and I'm noticing a little bit of a theme. So I figure we might as well address it.
Okay.
While people are, this is okay. So it looks like you addressed the quartering drama back in April last month. Now that some time has passed, how do you feel about it now? Do you feel like it's something that, other than
So, as you can see right there, Chrissy did ask her about it. She had planned to ask her about it. She planned to talk about it. So, where she's sitting there saying, oh, I hadn't, brought the two together in my mind and I hadn't planned on doing that, and I blah, blah, she's lying. Every statement she has made has been a lie because she doesn't know what else to do. Again, this is not what she expected. She expected to just be like every other controversial stream. She'd bring the controversy around, and bam, she'd get super chats and make a good payday. That's all this was for her. She's not emotionally involved in any of it, mentally involved, nothing. She wasn't invested. She was blindsided by the huge dog pile because in her mind, it was all small potatoes. You see, with people like her and the quartering specifically, they're narcissists. Melanie is too. But their narcissism has learned to mimic kindness and being the good guy and blah, 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 and being a victim or an underdog, whatever role they have to play to get away with what they're doing. They leave a wake of victims who they silence in one way or another, and things like this aren't a big deal to them because they don't care. In their mind, they're not touchable. Or like with her, not my fault what people send in super chats, not my fault that not. She tries to stay where she's absolutely blameless. But you can watch her face. You can tell how much she loves it. She follows a rhetoric of a church that she does not believe in. They are very much against a lot of her behavior. You know, there's nothing about these people that are real. And that includes with Chrissy. She's not a good comedian. She's not a good person. I don't care if you've known her for 50 years. No matter how long you've known her, you only get to see what she wants you to see. She's very good at holding on the mask. So is the quartering. That's how they've gotten as far as they have. And it's disgusting. Chrissy walked into this blindly, but she had the knowledge of what was going on. She knew it happened, started back in April. She knew that she was going to talk to her about it. You know, she was told by Nina Infinity. She knew. You know, she even mentions how she heard he was doing this. Well, you know, and then when she hears who he's going after, that doesn't bother her because why should it? You know, it doesn't bother her that Brittany, Valenti, and all them, they all helped her career, helped her get started, helped her when she was too small. You know, all these wonderful things that content creators like me would kill to have that kind of mentorship and help. She just throws it back in their faces, not giving a shit. She doesn't even care how much she's hurt them. Because she doesn't care about anything but herself. I feel so sorry for anybody that thinks that she's still their friend. This is a prime example of people still want to believe the best in her because they really don't want to believe she's as bad as all that. Because they also don't want to believe they were fooled. But you were. We all were. It happens. That's what they're good at. They spend a whole lifetime perfecting it. But if you dive into her history and you learn about her and you read about her and you watch her streams, you'll see the same thing. She gets this devilish smirk of, how am I going to capitalize on this today? See, I don't believe she's covering for the quartering. I don't believe she's covering for Melanie Mack. I don't think that was her intentions at all. She's covering for herself now because she doesn't want people to figure out that the reason she did it the way she did it was not because she didn't want to press Melanie. She didn't want to ambush her. Not because she didn't know about the situation. It was because she was going to capitalize on it and run. She was going to sit there and let her super chats run wild. But instead of like saying just horrible, you know, insults and controversial crap, her super chats were calling her on her shit. They were calling out for the truth, and they were massive amounts of people. She had no preparation for that. So letting her sit there and spread her lies and still covering for her and still trying to downplay her role in this is bullshit, because it doesn't matter if her intentions were to help them or not. She is helping them now because it helps herself. She didn't mean to fuck herself over. She wants out of this as best way she can. She wants to come out smelling as clean as she can, and she can't. That is why she's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, because she doesn't know what the fuck to do. This was never in the plan. She's never had to deal with this before. You know? And I think it's great. I think it's great that this is happening to her. I think she's deserving everything she gets. I think they all are. But it cannot just fall to the wayside. If people stop talking about it, if people stop pointing it out, if this goes quiet before the quartering actually is deplatformed, it will never stop. Because then he knows all he has to do is wait out everybody's attention span. And it will no longer be safe for anybody to make any kind of videos whatsoever that aren't pre-approved by him and Chrissy and Melanie. So I know this is another short one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be putting the channels in the description of the people that have all the receipts and way more information on this, and could probably tell a little bit better than I can. Thank you for listening, and again, hopefully soon I'll have my equipment set up. We're almost ready to do the final move, and I'll be able to make better content for everybody. The next video I plan on working on is probably going to be a bit longer and a bit more in depth, and it's going to be addressing both Chrissy and Melanie Mack in their religious rhetoric, and unlike this video, that one's going to have lots of receipts. So, I hope you join us then, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.